the bombing will take place. So the groups will try and fine-tune, that so that at least on that day there will be a very huge outpouring of sentiment. If you give me your email address at the end, I'll make sure that you get the exact information. And anybody else, I'll pass it sign up to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Arun.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Arun will be back by the wine, so you have to pass him to get to the wine. So our final act is our tunefulness act. And I'm so pleased, you have to know, Jeet Thayil and Bombay Down were booked 3 times for Salon Third Mondays. First time we had to cancel Salon Third Mondays because there was that maybe MTA strike. Then it was like the blizzard happened last month as we had to cancel Salon. Like it seems like, he emailed me, he was like, do you think Mother Nature's gonna let me come through tonight? So I'm very, very, very excited. So welcome Jeet Thayil and Paul Rubenstein and Senti, and the tabla player Naren is not here, but this is the 3 of them. And yeah, so let's give them a round of applause. So maybe, Paul, you want to tell us about the instruments that you created while we're waiting for him to speak?
Actually, it's not here tonight.
I see that.
Because, the instrument I usually play in this group is called the ubertar, and it's something that I invented and built. And right now, one of the electromagnetic pickups in it needs to be replaced, and I'm in the process of doing that. And those problems started yesterday at our one rehearsal that we did before this. And so I've never played any of these pieces on the guitar before, so hopefully it'll work out okay. But the instrument itself has a total of 10 strings. There are 8 melodic strings that play on with a bow or plucking. And then there are 2 more strings inside it that are an automatic drone. They're run by a motor. So it looks like Jeet's about ready.
Looks like he isn't actually.
Oh, he's Let's
Actually, are you done? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I build a bunch of other things, and I have a performance at Tonic on the Lower East Side, and that's on April 27th. And these guys are going to join me for a piece out of that set.
I wondered what would happen the 3rd time, what the jinx would be, but now we know where it's warm. In case you're wondering what he might be saying is happening as we speak, we can guess. He's going to say, if Saddam Hussein gets out of Baghdad, he will not bomb, and he's going to hope that he doesn't. And of course he will. So we're going to war. Here we are. First thing we're going to do is something called Afloat the Immigrant Martyr Lick. And it's a poem that if one of the men who flew the planes into the World Trade Center were to write a poem, it might go something like this. Why would we care? I stepped off the plane, bobbed like flotsam, above the scene of future martyrdom. The world machine I knew waited to greet me with blood tests, green ink, spy cameras, ID. Nobody was there. I did not understand. I knew how to fly, not how to land. In Quetta, Queens, and West Asia, PA, I found my cousins. They shouted all day, wept at night. Weekends spent in study, we ate only halal and lentils. For weeks on end, I heard no word of English spoken but New York. Light falls, stars drown. Grief rises wearing feathers. In this way we are one. We die together. We'll do this blues thing, the lawyer. Except I don't have a guitar, so we can do it with my guitar. Until the lawyer told me I could not leave that it got to me. I was struck so deep by the notion of home lost I could barely breathe or sleep or dream. I'd come out of the subway in one of those Manhattan canyons and for a moment I'd see the stretch of street between shoemakers and a left turn to the sea where a Russian freighter ran aground in suburban Bombay. The lawyer said I'd let things drift so far that now I'd have to pay the price, she said, berating me. All I could do was agree, for I had let everything drift as I stepped through my new life, dozing on downers and meds. I thought of the life I'd left behind and it seemed like some sort of blessing suddenly. Everything I tried so hard to escape. I remember waking every morning, nothing on my mind but the tick of the lampman's needle on the stem, telling me to suck quickly at the pipe before the pellet burned. The sick, sweet grace of opium, like love enveloping me. As the unhurried orange light lit up the room in the late afternoon, and I pick up my books, my change, my shoes, take a bus into the city where my wife waited to feed me. The day's mail and newspapers folded by my plate, as if I'd been working hard all day, and the lawyer on the phone from Miami saying I had waited too long, the price wouldn't be steep, and I'm saying yes, it is steep, the price, steep indeed, steep indeed, steep indeed. how to shed upwards its uncoiling of earth's dry dirt thirst. Long-held summer vertigos of the ringing light, when the safe-sided contours of Kerala blur to dazed stillness before the grand chaos of moon. Every fur and scurry must stop, pause in a pose of praises and prayer. There in the small rain, something fierce stirs the river's dim, single-minded currents. Furrowed by history's keel, trolled by the spinning sweepers, fallen to revolving arms. Even the changeful river knows this change will turn, vast systems arise. Then the touring begins. Random power and God that shower the poverty of which wind shreds vine, cracks bark, mango stem, jackfruit, slaps the baby palm, uproots lemon, tapioca, flattens the towering tufts of pineapple, douses the world in torrents of self-cycled water. Maddened by sea rhythm, like pounding heartless grudge for unclocked hours. Constant torment of deluge, slow on the green land, the river, the annihilated air. Snake holes flooded, monkey and woodpecker mute, cats made fearful, cattle clustered, the houses that funnel or rush worried water. Water plumes for its own wet world, fierce in its dream of water, and water made flesh of water, a perfect praise of water, the mother of water creatures born from the water in this land.
Thank you. Okay, so usually at the end of Salon Third Mondays, after the Tunefulness Act, we open it up to any questions or comments